Hey everyone, it's Sarah and I am here with my fifth layout using the April and May hip kits that I have combined. I'm using them together. And I have a SeaWorld picture to scrap today. So I am using a Kelly Perky sketch for this one, so I'm not going to be able to show it to you because I have paid for that content, so I can't, just go around showing everybody. But it calls for a bunch of circles on the top. So I decided to use this citrus, or sorry, it's not citrus. Well, it is, but it's the pink paisley paper from their Citrus Bliss. Oh my gosh, wow, that's a lot of S's going on right now. Citrus Bliss line. And it has a whole bunch of circles, images, obviously, on here. So I'm using my 2-inch circle punch, and I am punching out a whole bunch that I'm going to use on the top of this layout here. So I pulled pink and grays and blues to use on here. So this was the picture that we took at SeaWorld in San Antonio. We went for spring break last year. My husband was doing some training there at Randolph Air Force Base, and he was there over spring break. So when Kaylin had her spring break from school, we drove over from Tucson and spent a week with him there. And it was a lot of fun. So this was a picture we took right when we walked in, and I made them turn around because it has the really cool stained glass up there of the whales. So it was fun. Kaylin's trying to strike a pose. Layla's just chilling. So it was fun. And the weather that day was actually kind of gross. It wasn't gross, but it was really overcast and kind of cloudy. I think it rained a little bit. It wasn't too bad, but we still had a good time. It was actually kind of better than 100+ degree weather. We would have been miserable if it had been like that. So, all right, so I'm getting my circles down here, and I'm just kind of trying to make sure, I don't have two pinks together and all that stuff. So I'm pretty happy with the layout that I have them on. And some of the circles went off the edge of the pattern paper, so they had like a tiny, it's not like a perfect circle, so I'm making sure those are just going to be covered up by the picture. I'm just going to cut off my excess here. And that background paper there, guys, sorry, that is from Pink Paisley as well, the aqua diagonal stripe. So I decided I wanted to put my picture onto some craft cardstock, so I'm going to go ahead and back that. And now I'm trying to think about what I'm going to do on the bottom, because I have the top. I am going to embellish the circles a little bit as well, but I'm going to save that towards the end. So I'm going to work on the bottom and try to figure out exactly what I'm going to do here. And then I realized there's a really cool border strip on this chickenity paper, and it says Yippee over and over in pink, and I really like that, so I'm going to use that. And Kaylin is scrapbooking with me here. We had a morning to ourselves, so we got a couple of things done. I think I got 2 pages done, and so you're going to see her every once in a while. I'm helping her put some stuff down because she was having trouble with those swirly things. I had a little bit of trouble too, to be honest with you. Part of my head. I'm trying to help her. And so I'm going to go ahead and use this border strip all along the center here to kind of separate the top from the bottom of the layout. And I didn't cut awesomely, so I'm just cleaning that up a little bit. Don't mind me. And let's see, what else am I going to do here? I'm going to add another little, not really a border, but I have this scrap piece of paper here from Amy Tangerine, and that came in the kit as well. That's from her Rise and Shine collection. And I think that's the last strip I have of that paper. I used the rest of it all completely up. I used one as a background for an 8.5 by 11 that I had a couple videos ago, and then I used one on my last one as well, a big chunk of it, and then I think that's the last piece. So I used up that paper, and I really liked it. It was a good one. Okay, so now I am going to do 4 squares on the bottom, so kind of like color blocking a little bit. And I'm going to use 4 different pattern papers, so I'm cutting out, they're going to end up being almost 3 by 4, a little bit bigger than 3 by 4s. So I'm just kind of trying to get my numbers here correct and get them all the same size. So that paper, the craft one right there, is from crepe paper that came from last month's kit. This one right here is from Dear Lizzie, and I believe that was last month's kit as well. So I bring a few things in from last month. And this one is from Dear Lizzie too, and I almost used the colorful side, the stripes, but then I realized the gray was going to look better because I have gray in the top as well, and then I didn't really want to bring in super bold colors, which would have happened if I had used the other one because it had like the lime green and all that and the red. So I used the gray instead. And I'm also using this little gold chevron-ish type paper, and that is from Webster's Pages. And I think I had to change my ATG there, so I'm going to cut that out. You guys don't want to see that. All right, so I'm getting my colors down here, kind of like color blocking, and for some reason they didn't come out straight. I don't know what happened, but I don't know, like they were not the right size. I had issues with that, just even though I'm marking stuff. So I'm just cutting off the little excess that I need to. It's really not a big deal. It really wasn't that much, but it was enough to make sure I cut it off. And now I'm trying to decide what I'm going to use for my title. And I thought I was going to go with the black thickers, but I ended up going with these pink Amy Tangerine foam thickers, and these are called Alex, A-L-Y-X. And I really like the way they turned out. They're nice and whimsical. And I wanted something else underneath the title there just to kind of help it stand out a little bit more and to help ground it a little bit more. So I'm using the opposite side of that crepe paper polka dot paper from last month, and it has a nice pink kind of a chevron type on the back. So I'm going to use that, and that turns out really, really nicely. And now I think I'm going to work on my circles because I like the circles up there, but I want to embellish each one as well. So each one's going to get a little something. I'm going to use some pieces from this crepe paper chipboard pack, and I think that is a Maggie Holmes one. It doesn't have her name on it, but I'm pretty sure that came from one of her collections. So I used a banner that says hooray, a couple of hearts here, an arrow that says today, which I pointed towards the picture. I'm also going to use a couple of things from this Amy Tangerine gold thicker pack here. I'm using all the swirlies and the X's. I think they could be plus size as well. I use them as X's, but yeah. So I kind of use those all up. Just kind of the random things. Not really serving a purpose, they're just cute. And now I'm going through the embellishments to see what else I would like to put on here. I'm going to add a couple of these circles here. These are from the Crepe Paper Craft Market collection, and those came in last month's kit, but I still have some left over, so I added a bunch of circles there. I'm going to add that badge with the camera up on top. And I believe that came a couple months ago, I believe. That's an Evalicious exclusive. I don't remember which month that came in. I think it was January or February. And these little phrase stickers are from Amy Tangerine, and I used, I think, 4 of them up on here. And I'm just trying to figure out what else I'm going to do here. Oh, journaling time, yes. So I'm going to write my journaling onto this craft cardstock, and I'm going to cut it into strips and that is how I'm going to do my journaling. I really wanted it to stand out. I guess I could have made it, you know, maybe written it on the gray paper or something so it stood out, but I kind of wanted it to go across a couple of different papers instead. So I'm just going to write it on here and then cut it into strips. And it will stand out nicely there. I had a whole bunch of pictures from SeaWorld that I've been kind of scrapping, you know, every so often. And this is, I think, the last one I had that I really wanted to do. I had one of, let me think. Oh, that's what Kaylin did. She was done. So, wants me to show you. Kaylin got some purple cotton candy, and she had worn all purple that day, so she was super excited. She found cotton candy that matched her outfit, so I did a page about that, and I want to say I did another one too. I'll have to go back and look in my album, but I hadn't done this one yet. Like, I even had an empty space in my album that like for this picture, and I just hadn't done it, so I'm happy I got that done now. Fill in a gap in my album. So I'm getting that badge up there stuck down because I hadn't done that yet. I was just kind of chilling. I think Kaylin's waiting very patiently for me to finish because she needs help putting it in her album. That was the last page that she did in her album, and now it's all full. And we went to Hobby Lobby and she got another one. That girl picked up a gold chevron album. Like, think she's mine? I was so excited. Okay, so I used some October afternoon mini markets to put 2014 up there in the left-hand corner, and that completes my layout. So thank you guys for joining me today, and I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did, and I will be back again soon. Have a great day, guys. Bye.